Alright guys, welcome to video number 2 here. I'm going to walk you through some of the stuff we've got done. So far, we've got the trusses up, decking done, ran through some of the electrical, as you can see behind me. It's looking pretty good. I feel a little excited here. But anyway, so let's walk you guys through some of the stuff we did. Alright, for those of you who don't know really what we were doing, the trusses, they're these guys here. These triangle pieces that hold up the roof. There's I can't remember exactly how many trusses, but then we have in this building some triple. So it's a triple layer truss, and the reason why we're having to do that is because we're gonna have some gable ends there that are gonna look good. They're gonna have some windows in them, and then in this area, kind of hard to tell on camera, but in this area here, this open space between these two pillars, this one here and this one here, is about 8 foot, and in that span there's going to be a little cutout room. Also, same thing down here on this side. There's going to be a little cutout with a window in the front so you can see out the front there. And then on the opposite side here, where this little brace is, there's going to be some 2x8s put in just like we did down here with these guys. And then we will be sheeting that to put the roofing on top of that. So this back section here won't have a gable. It'll just be braced and then sheeted and then roofed. And then in this opening here, so as you can see here, obviously that section, this section over here, and then this section over here all have to be sheeted still with this decking. Once that's done, these will be ready to go, and then this is where the stairs are going. There's going to be a switchback set of stairs in there, one turn, so we're going to need a good wide opening, and they're going to be about 4 foot openings, so it should be okay. Everything should work out. All right, so for the trusses, what we did was we braced off on the back side of this wall. Actually, there's a hole in here. Let me see if I can show you. On the back side of this wall, there is a brace. There we go. It's holding this wall, or this gable end, level. So it keeps it level. That sits on the edge of the wall, as you can see there. So I believe these are set on 24-inch center, so that means from center of this one to center of this one on this side is 24 inches. And then each one of those is set 24 inches down, 24 inches, 24 inches, and then once we get to here, we left ourselves to 8 feet. These things got tripled up, supported, and then we kept moving on. Once that was all completed, we went ahead and threw in this gable end down here and braced it off. A lot of the bracing has been removed since we put the decking. It was much more braced previously, but a lot of it was removed. Like we had braces in between these supports, these guys here, but just below this runner across here, we had a board that ran across. But that was just mostly so that the person that was up there setting, and you can obviously see some of that in the videos, that they could have something to stand on. Because given that there is an open room here that's built into the trusses, we had a little bit of some issues with the clearance, stuff to walk on, but we figured it out. It all worked out. Okay, so basically what we're doing here is we're taking some of the trusses that we have. The trusses that we're using for this project are actually engineered, pre-manufactured, and delivered. That's how a lot of these companies do it whenever you order some of the materials for these types of projects. That way the homeowner or people who don't necessarily know how to do that stuff don't have to worry too much about it. So what we're doing is we're taking the ones that were delivered and we are putting braces in the gable ends, 2x4s up and down. That way we can attach plywood to it, as you can see we're doing here. Once the plywood's attached to it, we'll wrap it in some weather protectant before it gets flown up. That way we don't have to worry about any of that stuff once it gets in the air. We're gonna make sure everything's sheeted nice and good here, and then once we get all that stuff done, we move those ends. As you can see kind of there, the paper was on that one, so we'll move those, kind of stack them off to the side, and then we will separate off the bigger triples that I was showing you guys in the intro. Those will all go on later, so the smaller ones that we're going to need to put on first are underneath. And once that gets done, these guys jump up here, mark off some of the locations for the first trusses, get that all done, and we get it we'll start getting them flown. But one thing we wanted to do first was make sure that we had a wall up as there's going to be 3 rooms in this area, storage rooms, utility rooms, and then another room that we're not really too sure what we're going to be doing with it yet. But before any of these trusses go up, we're going to make sure that we get this wall built and stood up, secured, ready to go. Okay, so the day came, and here we are, ready to fly. The weather that day was kind of odd. As you can see in the morning, some of the guys a little bit bundled up, a little windy, some dark skies, and you'll see that slowly changed throughout the video. So once our crane operator got there, we went ahead, got everything hooked up, ready to fly. So once we got everything up in the air and it's ready to fly, we'll take the trusses in and they will come over to where they had made these original marks, where I was showing you guys earlier. That way no tapes have to be pulled, nothing has to be measured, everything could be just flown in and dropped, because you know you pay the crane operator by the hour, so you want all that stuff to be taken care of relatively quickly. But once you get that first wall or that gable end up in there, it's off to the races from there. You could see a little bit later that I'll be taking I'm on the ground really, and keeping eyes and making sure things don't fly around, but I'm making sure that everything's looking good and ready to go. Stood up and ready for the crane operator to come and scoop it up. So he'll come scoop them, fly them on around, they attach them, I'm working on the next one. So these are the triple ends getting ready to be flown up. Here you can see them using the boards I was telling you about. I threw all those boards on each one before it went up there. That one is left, his right foot's on. You can see the little wobbly, so we switched over to 2x6s rather than 2x4s. I'll go ahead and throw that on every one prior to it coming, as well as little separator boards that run between each one to keep the distance where they don't have to measure when it's up in the air. So now, because of the 8-foot distance, you can see our Uncle Mike up there. He's going to be throwing on a spacer between the two larger gables where I was showing you guys the additional rooms we're going to be going, little extension portions we're going to be going. As you can see, just like Dad says, we're flying now. So that's the last one up. Unfortunately, there was a lot going on when that one was getting up there. A lot of stuff needed to be done. A lot of people were on some ropes and stuff, so we didn't get footage of that. But that's not it, just because that guy's up. Once we get that finished, we got to head inside. This is actually the next day. Head inside and put these braces up for the decking portion of the flooring for the second level. And just like with every job, there's a dirty part of it. Somebody's got to do it. So here I am humping up some plywood. This tongue and groove stuff decking really for the second level. And the object from there is to lay it down. As you lay it, really it stiffens everything up. You can really feel it in the building. With each sheet that goes on, everything gets a little tighter, everything gets a little bit more secure. And we're just about there for the trusses portion of it. And so we're just about there for the trusses portion of it. We'll be moving on. Some of the roofing, we're going to finish decking this second level and probably begin sheeting the roof before we move on to anything else. So that's basically it. That walked you through the trusses video. We're going to get you guys a little bit of the electrical stuff coming up here pretty soon. We're putting that video together as we speak. And then obviously we're going to have some more food videos, so I hope you guys are enjoying those. Check those out. There's going to be more videos to come. We're working on some lawnmowers we're going to start building. We're thinking about building some, maybe even a crossover. That sounds fun. That's been suggested a few times. Basically, we just got time on our hands and we're looking for something to do. So we're gonna go ahead and grab some stuff and start taking it apart, putting it back together, really building it up. I got actually I can show you guys that today. I have a generator that needs some work. It's going in the food truck. Oh, which reminds me, coming up here pretty soon, we'll start putting some of the food truck videos out there so you guys can see kind of what's going on there, what we have, show you guys the truck itself. And then we have some stuff recorded already that we'll go ahead and start loading some of that footage up from the build there. That'll be interesting. And I don't know, we'll keep you guys updated as stuff comes along. Thanks you guys for watching, and we'll see you later. Bye.